So it looks like Bioware is censoring an upcoming game, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, with some small changes. So let's talk about that Mass Effect controversy.
So this has been sort of like a big deal. Bioware is releasing the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which is pretty much like the remaster of their Mass Effect trilogy.
Yeah, definitely better than their other game that came out. Like,
Yeah, I think it
I
was
don't know.
Mass Effect Andromeda you're talking about.
Yeah, Andromeda. Yep.
Yeah,
I guess the big thing that people are talking about is some of the changes associated with the remake or the
yeah,
remaster.
yeah. So in this article from Game Revolution, written by Paul Tamburo, BioWare has been accused of censoring the upcoming Mass Effect Legendary Edition, the remaster collection of the original Mass Effect trilogy, by removing its gratuitous butt shots. This removal of various leering camera angles has caused some gamers to cry censorship, with BioWare deciding to make some changes it believes detracted from the story it was trying to tell.
Because basically what it is, if you guys ever played the original games, the camera angle is a lot lower. So every time a character passes the camera, you'll see characters' asses in your face, and even during the cutscenes, like during dialogue sequences, it's just straight ash in the face
Yeah,
while you're looking
well,
at the,
the character in question is a character from Mass Effect 2, which is Miranda. And
yes.
Miranda, to put it bluntly, she's got a big butt. She's got a big butt, and she wears like a tight fitting spacesuit, and they were showing it off pretty much in pretty low camera angles, as Talos was putting it.
I need to relocate my sister's family before it's too late. Perhaps I wouldn't mind if you admired my body. They didn't court-martial you. The Alliance isn't known for its flexibility.
Miranda, we're both under so much pressure to be perfect. We never give ourselves a break.
But I want out alive. Deal?
So they're saying here that it distracts from the story it's trying to tell. Like, realistically, I played a little bit of Mass Effect 2, and I never considered that a distraction. Yes, I would, enjoy it for the most part, but it didn't affect me that much. Like, I still enjoyed the story for the most part. Like, I don't see why there is a need to censor this. Like, realistically, like, I get the idea. Like, oh yeah, you're, if you want it to be more like, I guess, PG or something, then yes, you'll raise that camera angle. But for the most part, I personally thought that it didn't affect me. So, like, I don't know. Like, I guess some people just have a hard on for ass in the face. I don't know. Like,
Whether Miranda's ass is shown or not, it doesn't affect the game. The game still tells the same story. It still has like the same interaction. It's still the same game. Whether you take
mhm.
out the butt shots or not, it doesn't affect the game in like the big picture.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it doesn't make or break the game. It's still Mass Effect. Most of the people that are complaining, really, it's just like a bunch of, like I said before, just a bunch of horny gamers that like, okay. So I was talking to my brother about this story, and he was arguing that, because like my brother is like a movie guy, he's like a movie buff, and he compared the remaster to like getting like the director's cut of a movie.
Hmm.
For the most part, it's like the opposite of being censored. It shows you everything. It shows you everything.
Yeah.
And he thinks that although the although it's kind of stupid that people are complaining about this, and it isn't really a big deal, I think the game should be preserved the way it was.
Yes.
For
Like
the
the true purists.
exactly. So just like for the pure like artistic value of it, it should be preserved for what it is, even if there are ass shots or not.
It says here, in an article, Kevin actually called out some camera shots that were just, why are they focusing that much on Miranda's butt? Walter says. So in some cases we said, okay, we can make the changes there, but ultimately to change the entire character model or something like that wasn't really it was a decision that was made as part of many creative decisions. So I feel like they wanted their own, I guess, stamp in the development of the game, instead of doing a one shot. So I think that was their stamp to change it up.
The people that want to get it censored are like the type of people who would complain about women getting about like women getting sexually objectified in games. People kind of choose their side depending on what works for them. Like for example, just recently, right, with the I don't know if you're familiar with it, the Resident Evil lady, the one that everyone's like thirsting over. No. In the Resident Evil Village, there's like this tall vampire lady.
Oh yes, the vampire lady.
So we finally meet.
Recently, everyone's been like going crazy over her. Isn't it kind of like hypocritical to be objectifying the tall vampire lady, but at the same time, condemning Bioware for objectifying the character Miranda?
Yeah, it's weird. Like, no one's really complaining about the vampire lady, but at the same, like that's why I understand about the internet sometimes.
There's definitely a double standard in how people view censorship, but
yeah.
If it's okay for you to sexually objectify the tall vampire lady from Resident Evil, then it should be perfectly okay, for Bioware to show Miranda's ass.
They should just kept it the way it was. Like I'm looking at the image right now. Like, yes, the camera angle could be different, but at the same time, it doesn't change the fact that I'm not gonna get distracted. I'm still gonna go there for the story, and enjoy the story. But obviously, I don't mind some little eye candy once in a while too.
For me, it's like it doesn't really matter whether they get rid of it or not. It doesn't like I said, it doesn't make or break the game. And so I mean, either way, I'm still looking forward to Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I definitely want to get it because I haven't finished.
Is there a release date on that?
The release date? Let's see. Its release is May 14, 2021.
This year, okay.
Yeah,
that's cool. The one thing I want to point out real quick is why just Miranda? There's other female characters in Mass Effect whose ass is probably showing, but why Miranda specifically?
Well, that's what I said earlier. It's like Miranda's ass is sort of like part of her character. You know what I mean? Like it's like she's, I guess, supposed to be like overtly sexual, and I think that's like a lot of people are arguing that it's like kind of taking away from her character by removing her gratuitous butt shots. It's like it's sort of like removing parts of her character. Maybe from an artistic standpoint, they have an argument, but I mean overall, it's not really going to affect the game. Because like other female characters aren't, they're not known for their, they're not known for their sexuality, for example. Like Liara, for example, it's not like she's not like, she doesn't overtly show off like her body or anything. Or Ashley.
So guys, before we close the video, we're throwing the question back to you. What do you guys think about like Bioware censoring their own games? Like, do you guys agree with this? Are you a purist and also want it to be exactly how it was intended? Let us know in the comments down below.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed our content, you can support us by liking and subscribing. And feel free to leave a comment down below. See you guys in the next video.